YouTube, and welcome to our 41st Unity 3D tutorial. And in this tutorial we're going to be making our car move better than it should. Now, I'm sorry for this tutorial has been so late. I've recently been going to higher education, or uni, whichever way you want to put it, or college for you American people. So it's been hectic. I haven't had time to do it. I've been settling in, but now I'm back and I'm going to be making lots of videos to catch up. So, before we start, I'm going to show you the loading screen. This tutorial's loading screen is our 84 sedan. It took me a while to figure out how to do this, because as I said last time, I didn't like the Humvee one. But yeah, so I decided to try something new with a winding road. Hopefully it'll be good, but this is what I came up with. It does look a bit bad. I actually prefer the Hummer one, but if you don't like it, tell me. Feel free to improve it. It's in the description. And it basically says 84 sedan is a fast, steady car. It can reach speeds of 120 miles per hour. Is a popular car in the realm. So that makes it a family car, an average car. Lots of people will see it lots of times. It has 4 doors, 4 wheels, and costs 150,000 gold coins. So we can use that. That gives it our import-export system, so we can buy cars, which will be good. Because then we could animate a crane to pick it up and stuff. It'll send you wild. Yeah, so all that's in the description. So in this tutorial, as I said before, we're going to make our car move much better than it should. We're not going to do everything like make it have physics, crash physics, damage and all that, not yet. We'll plan to hopefully, but as you can see, we push forward. As soon as we let go, it stops. That's it. So what we're going to do is make it so when you push forward, it accelerates, gets faster and faster. You let go, it'll slowly come down to speed, and then you can press space and it'll handbrake instantly like that, but not obviously stop, because then that's not what we want. So this is going to be a good tutorial. It might learn you some new stuff, might not. It's pretty much basic what we've done all before, but yeah. So to start, what we're going to do is load up our vehicle movement, car movement then. Loads up. So here we are. We have our basic script. So what I'm going to do is first break it down, because I don't like it like that. Yeah. So first we need to start thinking about what variables we want. So first, what metric system do we want to use? We could use kilometers. We could use miles per hour. We could use integers. We could use floats. We could use long hard decimal systems. We could use anything. But what I'm going to do is actually use miles per hour. Now you could search through Unity, get the metric system of that and convert it to miles per hour, but then everything would be miles per hour, and that's not what we want. So the easiest way to do this is to actually create an integer here, which is the right conversion metric. So we times it or divide it by whatever this is, and it'll convert it to whatever you want. Now I only know miles per hour, so please don't ask me below. I found this by excessive Googling. So what I'm going to do is create a private var, and we'll call this conversion metrics. Conversion metrics. And this will be a float, which means it can have decimals. And then the magic number for this is 9.2. So we times whatever number we want in miles per hour by that, and it'll convert it to 1 miles per hour. So 1 unity unit is 1 miles per hour. If we times it by that, simple. It's private var because we don't want to access it from other scripts. Now, we need a variable to determine the vehicle's current speed. Now, we have speed, but we need a better name. So we'll call it vehicle speed, just because we like typing vehicle, because I can spell it now, I hope. Yes. That will be a float again, because if we're going to times it by this, times it by 2, it's going to be 18.4, which is decimals, so if we cut that out, it won't be very good. So we'll keep it as a float, but at the default, as soon as we get it cut, it's going to take off by 20. We don't want that, we want it to be 0. So we'll keep it as that, 0, 0. Next thing, what we need is we need a vehicle's top speed. So what's the top speed this vehicle can reach? I'm planning to enable a stats system, like we did for our inventory, where we've got like, item ID 1 has this weight, this item, this properties, but for now we're just going to leave it. So we're just going to type var top speed, do it basically. We've already said on the loading screen the sedan can be 120, so we'll change this for each vehicle, but not now. We're going to keep these two as normal variables because we want to see the top speed in the, well, we can actually make this well, yeah, we'll keep that so we can change it for the Humvee, so we can just test if it is different later. And the vehicle speed, we want to see that in the inspector so we can test it or see if it works. We will change it one time. The gravity, we don't really want gravity because we've got a rigid body, so we're going to call this weight. It will act just like gravity, but it will determine the weight of the car. This can be a normal integer, so we'll just get rid of that. And you can put int here if you like, int. And this will be 10, so it weighs 10. I don't know why 10, but it will be good. We need rotate speed again, but we're going to change the name of it to make it sound more car-y-like. The car-y-like word, which I know isn't actually a word, is tire traction. So car-y-like, that's our car-y-like word, yeah. This will be an int again, but I'll make this equal 3. I don't know, these are just coming off the top of my head. We'll eventually assign these properties, so like 3 can be really bad or average, 10 can be top-notch, Tron bike things, I don't know. So we don't actually need this move direction anymore, and I'll explain to you why when we do it later, but so we can just get rid of that. So that's the start of it done. First we need to look for character controller. Has it got one? Yes it has, but we need to check it anyway, so we'll keep that. But now this is why we don't need the move direction, because if that basically says as soon as you press forward, move forward. We don't want that. We want it to press as soon as you press forward, tell the script to actually push it forward. So instead of using our rigid body to push it, make it go forward by script. So you'll see in a minute, but move direction, so var move direction, we could have copied it but it's pointless. And now this will equal to transform, so we're changing the transform of the car, and then we'll type transform direction, one word, 2 capitals. Basically what that does is make it change the direction, which is the forces being applied by script of the car. So in our brackets we'll put what we want. So which way do we want to push it? Well, we don't want it to go backwards, we want it to go forwards. So we're going to type vector 3.forward. So what that basically do is move, whenever the move direction variable is called, it will push the car forwards by transforming its properties. You'll see that in a minute. So now what we need is another variable again. And this time we're not going to put it, as you can see here, well, let me find it here. If we press the vertical key, it will push it forward using the move direction, which worked for our character because we don't want him to slow down like a car because it look weird. So what we're going to type is type in core speed, for current speed, because this is going to basically, as soon as we press a key, this is going to be our main options. So this will equal. Now what we need is to put what input key we want. So we want the vertical key, so we'll basically copy this in a minute. So copy it now. But what speed is going to be affected by it? So we press this, we need something to speed up. So we want our vehicle speed. So every time, you'll see it in a minute, vehicle speed times, so we put times the input axis. So basically every time the current speed is chosen again, just like move direction, the vehicle speed will be times by the input. So basically every time you press it, it'll increase it. Simple as that. So we need them to, that's going to be our new controller for our car. You'll see in a minute, you don't really need to worry about changing them unless you want to change your arrow keys and stuff, but that still works for W and up and down. So the next thing what we need to do is check if it's grounded, obviously, because you don't want to be driving in mid-air, which is good. We can get rid of this one now because we don't actually need that because we've got the code above, so we can get rid of that. And the rotate code, we are going to keep that because we're not going to be working with that so much now, but we did actually change the rotate speed to tire traction, so we'll just paste that in there like so. Now what we're going to do is start actually working on our acceleration system. So best way to do this is to go back to the beginning of the thing there and make a note section, and we'll just press shift and the hash key to make loads of these little digits, and you'll see why I'm doing this in a minute. So now if we go in here and type in increase speed, so now when we look through our code, because this code is going to be really large eventually, we can see that everything under here is going to increase our speed. So I can copy that, paste it there, and paste it again. So we want braking, so we slow down. What we want handbrake, and we'll leave it at that for now because we never know what we'll find. So we have that. Simple. First, what we're going to do is work on our increase speed because we're there. So we'll put if input dot get key, and now this is where we usually put down or up. But the problem with that is if we were to put under here increase speed, which we would, but then it would only do it once because we need to keep pressing the action. So the best way to do it is to put input.key and then assign your key. So we want W. Yeah, simple. That can also be used for called rapid fire, which a lot of you have requested. So there's the code for that. You just put get key and then that'll do it. But also what else do we want to press? So we want to press W, which works, but we also want the up key. So we just, if you hold shift and next to the Z key you will see a line then a slash key. And if you press that twice, that key, if I haven't already told you, means OR. So if input.key W or input.get key up is pressed, then speed up car. Simple as that. So we'll type if vehicle speed. If vehicle speed, spell it right. Right, so what we're basically going to do now is increase our speed. Well, I probably should have said before doing it, but yeah. But when we press it, we want to constantly check if it's above its top speed. Because if it is, then it could be going thousands of miles per hour, our top speed will be useless. So what we're going to basically do is check, as soon as it presses that key, is the current vehicle speed higher than its top speed? If it is yes, then do nothing, it won't touch it. But if it's lower than it, it'll start speeding it back up again. So we can always keep it going. So if you haven't already guessed, if it's less than top speed, and now this is where we'll increase our movement speed. So the simplest way to do it is vehicle speed plus equals 1. But then if we press that, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way up really, really fast, which is not what we want. We want some gradual gain to it. So we'll times this by time.delta time to make it real time. So that'll go up in, say, seconds or milliseconds instead of instantly. But now, since we're using numbers for our speed, we need to convert it to our miles per hour. So as I said, you times it by conversion. I'm not typing that again. Conversion metrics, and now that'll go plus equals 1, so it'll go 1, 2, then it'll go even so 1, 2, then it'll convert it by metrics, so it'll go 9.2 but in 1.2. It's weird, but it works. You'll get it. So we could try it now, but it wouldn't work. We've got lots of other stuff to do first. So we've pressed that button, it upgrades speed. Good, kind of works. So what do we need to do next? Well, as soon as we let go of that, what do we want to happen? We want it to start slowing back down again. So easiest way to do this is actually you can't use it with the get key, because when we press get key is only when it's pressed. If you let go, then that doesn't apply no more. So get key and get key down are the same, but down only applies once. So you press it, as soon as it's that down function, that's it, it's done. But get key is whenever that key is active. So we need a way to determine when it's up but it's still not used. So the easiest way to do this is we actually with a boolean or boolean, whichever way you want to say it. So we just type var slow down equals false. So if it equals false, it means a key is pressed, it's going. But if it equals true, then it means no keys are pressed and it will start to gradually slow down. So what I'm going to do is copy this line again and paste it in. Put it down, and we'll call this nothing pressed. So there's no keys pressed, the car should begin to slow down. So we'll type if input.get key up, because we want to, when it's let go, W. And now we have to actually do a lot of OR statements, because we're actually checking if any of our keys are pressed. So if W or up's pressed, or S and back button or space, any of the movement or stopping movement keys are pressed, we need to turn this off instantly. We don't want this on. So easiest way to do this is to put 2 O's and then copy this. So we've got W, up, S, down, space. So as you can see, 5 OR statements. Probably a better way, but that'll do for now. So up, S, down, and space. There we go. So we've got our up and down, stop, reverse, and handbrake. So if any of them are pressed, then it won't do it. So we'll put slow down equals true. So all these are pressed up, nothing has been touched, then it will activate slow down, which is what we want. Then we want to check if slow down's true. So slow down equals true. Yeah, so I'm actually getting confused with this code because at uni I've been working with C# quite a lot now, and I can't say that word. It's close to JavaScript, but it is different also. So if I get some bit wrong, I apologise. But for the last month I've been working with C#, not JavaScript. So we're going to type if vehicle speed. So basically, we want to check, is the vehicle speed more than 0? Because if it's less than 0, then it's reversing. That's a whole different script. Well, not script, section. So we'll leave that. If it is more than 0, it means none of the keys are pressed. It's still going. Want it to pull it back down, because if we don't do this, then it'll just keep going at say 80 miles per hour, which is not what we want. So put vehicle speed. Is that spelled right? I believe not. Vehicle speed is more than 0. So if it's basically moving, then we want to copy this line, basically the conversion metrics one. We want to minus it 1. So every time that does time, it'll chop it off, chop, 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 chop. But if we keep it like that, it's going to keep going, and it could end up like 0.2, or so it's steadily moving, but it won't do it. So we basically just want to, it's just a little error to stop errors, you'll see. We'll type if vehicle, I guess bad typing that now, vehicle speed is equal to 1. So if as soon as it hits 1, we want to make it 0, stop the car's done. So best way to do this is vehicle speed, so as soon as it hits 1 equals 0, that's it, car stops, done. If you put this equals 5, then it'll slowly be going, but then all of a sudden it'll just go jack, stop. If it's 1, it'll just slowly be going, so noticeably you'll have to sit there for ages watching it. But then we want to disable slow down. Slow down equals false, because that's it. It don't need slowing down no more, it's stopped. So that's getting better. We could try it, but at the moment we need to fix this bit here. So move direction, transform direction is up there. We've already put that in. So basically we've just moved it backward. We don't really want that, but so we get rid of that bit there, and we'll change this to move direction dot y. So the y-axis, we need to apply the gravity, which is already there. Oh great, we saved ourselves time. So we get rid of that and get rid of this, because we don't need that either. So this one goes up to our controller, which is good. Right, we've got our gravity, which is the most important one. But now the moving on the controller, we actually need to change this. At the moment, the controller.move means if a key is pressed, move it according to if it's pressed. So if we let go, it'll stop. But what we want it to do is press it, so it builds up this energy. Then if we let go, it wants to keep releasing this energy. So we've got our energy, which is our vehicle speed, but we haven't got our key set up properly. So all you have to do here is type in simple move. So basically, it's not advanced, waiting for the user to press it. It'll build up the energy, release it as you're going, but it'll still release it as you press it. So it's good. We don't want move direction, our new one, to go every frame, because then it'll just forever keep going. We want the energy to be our vehicle speed. So paste a vehicle speed in. If a little tip for you, I've seen a lot of people not do this. They all sit here highlighting it. That's just really annoying. I don't like that. So the easiest way to do it is go up to Word, double click it. It selects it. It does work in most things, but you can just select words, and it's just so much simpler. So there's a quick tip for everyone. It improves your programming, and it's good. Simple, yeah. So we've got our energy there, but what we're going to do if it builds down so much and, I don't know, and a glitch happens and we go below zero, the car's going to start shooting back because that's its default thing to do because we keep taking energy off. So what we're going to basically do is create an if statement just below the movement. Vehicle speed is less than zero. So if it's less than zero by any glitch happen, we're just going to automatically put it back to zero. So, well, vehicle equals zero, vehicle speed. So if there is something what's going, keep going to -1, keep going, keep going, keep going, it'll always just go to zero at the end of the script. So that's it. So that should do our basic things. So it is a little rushed. We are going to do some more to it in a minute, but it doesn't understand gravity. So where does it say gravity there? Well, we called gravity weight, didn't we? Yeah. So apply weight. Yeah, that looks better. Try again. You'll see in a minute. All you have to do is really read the script. We have basically covered all this before, so that's why I'm trying to get through it. But right, best way to do this is to actually play it like this screen. I usually play it like this as well because then you can press the Y view and you get to see your car zooming around and it just looks so cool. But yeah, so we'll put it around there. We can zoom around here. And we'll click our 84 sedan because if you look, we can actually see our vehicle speed. So it's 0 at the moment, so we'll go into it and press enter. It's still 0, good, that means nothing's pressing it. So can we rotate? Right, we've got rotation. Now if we tap forward, you can see it start to move down, then it slowed down again. So if we press it, as you can see it's building up, but the slowdown's still active. So we need to tick that off and press forward. So as you can see, we are building up 35 miles per hour, and that's my stomach rumbling. We can zoom round, as you can see, going quite fast. So if we let go, it's not stopping, but it is. If you look, slowdown is active. It is slowly slowing down. We've got no handbrake yet. We'll do that in a minute. But as you can see, that's it, 0. But slowdown's still active. We had to tick it off to make it work. That's a massive glitch. Nobody wants to do that. So if we go back to our script, the best place to put this would be to copy this. So if it's more than 0, do that. We'll just put it here. So if it's less than 0, put it 0. Well, we've got that one. But if it equals 1, we want to turn it off. So put it there. In fact, we'll put 3. We'll change this to 3 because then it's higher, more chance of it working. So let's hope it works. And let's have another look. And come on. There. Jump in. So as you can see, we turn, press forward. It speeds up, let go, it slows down. And it turns off. There we go. So we've got it. It works. So we speed up. We haven't applied braking yet. So as you see, no braking. It will slow down similar. But so as you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but 30 miles per hour will probably look like that in our game. It's a good speed. It seems to work. There's your rapid fire and slowing down as well. So all you FPS nuts out there, there it is. You will simply change that to get mouse. And you just don't put an up or down on it. Simple. So now that we've done that, we need to apply our brakes. So of course we need brakes. Braking is a lot like our vehicle speed here. So we'll just copy this here and paste it here, like so. There we go. So also I'm going to try, this is going to be totally random, but I'm going to try and start learning C# in Unity. Well, I already know half of it, but I know not as much as Java. But if anybody would like tips, or not tips, help with that, post your script below. I like challenges, so if you post your script in C# like this and it doesn't work, I'll have a look at it. I can't promise that it won't work, but well, I can't promise it will work, but it will help you. And I like learning C#. Yeah. So braking. What do we want to stop? We want S and down, like so. But first, how are we gonna stop our vehicle? because at the moment I've just noticed something here. It basically says we press up and it just goes. But what if slow down's true? So while it's slowing down, we can't speed back up. That's a big glitch. So copy this false and paste it here again. So if we press any key, it will speed it back up. And of course, we've got to place it here, there. So basically, that's what it was before, is we speed up, then as soon as we let go, it'll start slowing down, which is true, so it's on. But then, if we try to speed up again, it won't work, because it's staying on till it reaches 0. So all that does is cancel the action out, so we can move again. So, we've got our vehicle speed. If vehicle speed is less than top speed, well, that's not what we want, because we're slowing down. So we'll put, if it's more than 0, so like our slow down, so it's going to relate to this quite a lot. Well, actually more than you think, so we'll just actually copy this, because this is easier. Paste it there. So we've got minus equals 1, but slowing down by friction and pressing the brakes are two different things. The brakes will be harder, so so at the moment it goes off 1, off 1, off 1, off 1, off 1, but we want the brakes to be faster, so we'll put off 5, I don't know, random number, off 5, off 5, off 5. And then if equals 3, v equals, that's it, that's our brakes done. You can test it, but, well, the handbrake's pretty similar to that as well. So we'll just copy all this and paste it in our handbrake, like so. So get key, well, we've only got one key for handbrake, and that is space, like so. So if we press space, then it'll start doing it. As you can see, we are using get keys for the most of this, because that's what we want. We don't want slow down on, we want it false as soon as we press this, because then else it'll be going down by double the amount, which is not what we want. So handbrakes again is going to be harder than that, so we'll say 12, so it's like boom, instant start, but that we're not, because that's what they are actually meant for. And that's it. So that's all we're going to do for this tutorial. It's been relatively long, to another 30 minutes, but now we're going to try it. So fingers crossed it works. And Superman just randomly flying there. Right, we get him. So we can move. Someone also commented saying the cars move sideways. Oh, am I going to change it? I am going to change it, if not next tutorial after. But I just want to get the car fundamentals out way. So we speed up. We'll get to, say, 100. So that'll be easy. Okay, 100 is going to be a bit fast, but yeah. So press down. As you can see, we are slowly dropping down, and that's it. So we did slow down, but that's it. So we press forward again. We need to try our handbrake now. So this is going to drop down by 12. So 5 was pretty fast. So we'll get going, get so close to edge. And space. Instant stop. There we go. So we've got a basic script there. Can we drive under this? Yeah. So we can like drive, rotate around corners. It does instant stop it by the looks of it. But if you get going at like 120 miles per hour, it is going to be pretty fast. Stop. See, it is doing it. I just pressed it. Space. So it's not instant stopping, because as you can see, it's at 10. But 10 miles per hour is relatively slow. So that's that for this tutorial. If any problems, please comment below. Sorry, it's a bit rushed. I tried to squeeze it all into one tutorial. I need to stop doing that, but yeah. So that's it for this tutorial. Next tutorial, what we'll do is we might add some features to it or rotate the cars, fix them better. But I don't know yet. So thanks for watching, and see you later.